Hey, good morning TW fans. Jake here with this week's episode of What's New in Tackle Warehouse. We got a bunch of stuff that came in stock. Some things trickled in from my cast. We've got just tons of stuff coming into stock as of lately. First few things here we got is from Fish Lab Lures. So we got the new Gill series. So it comes in 2 different sizes and a bunch of configurations here. So the first one we got here is the glide bait. So just a 2-piece body, single joint. So you get that nice, side-to-side gliding action, goes back and forth. They've got a bunch of really cool colors. It's one of the best looking, bluegill profile swim baits I've ever seen. So they've also got the same thing in a wake bait version as well. So 3-piece section on this one, got that nice lip on it. So this one stays right up on the surface, gets that awesome waking action. Like if you've been bass fishing for longer than a day, you've probably seen a bluegill get killed on the surface. So it's gonna be another great one to throw in the arsenal. And then here's a smaller size that all the hard baits come in. So this is the 4-inch model, and this is the swim bait. So it gets that nice, just nice tight swimming action, that little bluegill feeding action. They got them in floating, slow sink, and suspending. Bunch of fantastic colors, super sharp hooks, just a great new little series of bluegill baits there by Fish Lab. All right, to go along with that, we got the Gill soft baits. So we have a weedless model right here. So it's got the nice big wide belly slot in it, a nice little fin area on the top to hide the hook point, especially around that back fin. So keep it nice and protected, not gonna get snagged up that much. And then they also have it in a top hook version. They both got the same little T-tail design on there, so it kicks really fast. So the action is gonna start immediately and just have that nice, really fast, bluegill swimming action. What I also noticed on the top hook model, it's really heavy down in the belly. So a lot of the bluegill swim baits, it's really hard to keep them, planing straight, especially at any kind of speed. They'll want to roll over and lay flat like a halibut, or just trying to keep them down on the bottom. I feel like this one is not going to have that issue. It's going to be able to stay down. You can fish this up along beds. It's going to look like a feeding bluegill, really piss off bedded bass. Just sweet new bluegill baits by Fish Lab. All right, next up from Evergreen. This is one that Brett Height has been using for a few years. This was previously only available in Japan, so now it's available in the US. So this is the Evergreen Flat Force 4 crankbait. So flat-sided, injected molded bait. So it has the same action as those old school, flat-sided balsa crankbaits, but since it's injected with resin, it's a lot more durable. Got the circuit board lip on there. It's a little bit heavier than balsa, so it's a lot easier to cast. And you're not gonna have to tune it as much as balsa. It's gonna run straight. And with that circuit board lip, it's gonna get those nice, really wide, erratic hunting, deflections off it that, just triggers fish to bite. Get razor sharp hooks on these, and just like all the Evergreen baits, their quality is unmatched. Definitely gonna wanna check this one out and throw it in your arsenal. It's gonna be great for upcoming early winter. Water's really cold, and then early spring, gonna be another deadly time to throw this bait. Next up from Bruiser Baits, we got a couple new baits from them. We got their new Ned Head. Nice little Ned Head, super sharp hook, got a nice wire keeper on there, super durable, got the flat end on there so keep your bait standing up. And then to go along with that, they came out with a new soft plastic called the McMinnow. So this is designed by Brandon McMillan for Bruiser Baits. Just a nice little shad profile. It has some small segments built into the tail, and then that flat little bait fish style tail is actually vertical. So you get a nice little bait fish presentation. Got them in a bunch of cool colors. Gonna be great for this little Ned Head. Just something a little bit different than all the other Ned baits out there. Gonna get lots of bites, especially coming up when it's really cold and you really gotta slow down. Throw something small, be really small finesse to get bites. It's gonna be one to have in the box. All right, next up from Z-Man. So Z-Man teamed up with Freedom Tackle this year at ICAST, and we have the new Freedom CFL Chatterbait. So this is a super cool chatterbait. This is actually made for deep water fishing, ledge fishing, stuff like that. This is made to be fished down on the bottom. So it's got this real wide, unique football head on it. And if you know anything about like the Freedom baits, they make these out of zinc. So it makes a little bit different sound when the blade clacks on it versus lead. So it's a little bit louder. And the football head itself, deflects really well off rocks, especially when dragging on the bottom. And then it comes with a BMC flipping hook on it. And it's got this really oversized keeper actually molded onto the hook. So it's not just a little barb, it's a really big barb. So it's gonna hold plastics on there really well. Got a finesse cut skirt. So not a full, big, bulky skirt. Just kind of a little bit more streamlined, gonna help keep it down, a little bit less drag. If you're looking for a chatterbait to fish down on the bottom and down on the rocks, 15, 20, 30 feet deep, this is gonna be the one you're gonna wanna check out. Oh, it's also got the Freedom's interchangeable hook system on the back. So you can just spin this right off. If you wanted to change hooks, if you wanted to upsize, if you had a couple different colors, you want to mix and match your colors with different blades, that you can easily swap those out for different presentations. All right, next up, one that we're super stoked about at Tackle Warehouse. So got some new Whopper ploppers. Whopper ploppers, no secret, but there was a couple colors that we wanted, the guys in the office wanted here at Tackle Warehouse. So we had River to Sea make them for us. They're exclusive here. You can only get these colors here. So we got a ghost bluegill. Just so much detail in there. They got a little chartreuse on the tail. Awesome ghost color. And then we have a straight flat matte black. Just two colors that they didn't have in the lineup that we really wanted. We're super stoked. The River to Sea did it for us, so make sure to check out the new colors of Whopper ploppers. All right, from Precision Machine, we got the new 44 mag lure retriever. So I use one that's very similar to this. I've been using it for probably 5 or 6 years. And this is definitely the way to go, especially if you guys are throwing big swim baits and stuff. I mean, you can have, you know, upwards of over $100, you know, invested in one swim bait. And this is by far the best lure knocking device I've ever used. It's a full pound in weight. It's got a hole on the top, so hook it up to whatever kind of system you want. You know, you hook it up to a marker buoy, old reel with a bunch of, you know, heavy duty braid on there. It's just a piece of rope if you want. You attach it to your line through this little ring system here. Real easy, just snaps right in and out. It's also got the nice big blunt end on there and the small chains. The first time I ever used a lure knocking device that was similar to this, I believe I was fishing with my buddies up in Northern California, and I believe we knocked out probably over 25 Huddleston Deluxe swim baits in one day. And you know, those things are 30 bucks a pop. So I mean, paid itself off over, you know, 10 times over in one day. So this is definitely gonna be something you guys need to add in your boat. I don't ever like to go out and throw big baits unless I have one of these, because even ones that you can't just pop out to the side, these get them out. And these are also good for crankbaits, you know, any kind of baits, Alabama rigs especially, because it has these chains on there. These chains will hook onto the hooks of whatever you got down there, and you can actually pull your bait free. So just something that you always need to have in the boat. It's gonna save you so much money over time. All right, next up, last thing we got here from Lure Lock. So Lure Lock, we got super cool boxes. Now they're offering thin models. So just thin additions to the regular size tackle boxes. So if you don't want the taller profile box, just want a nice slim version, they got them in a full open compartment. And then we also got them with the dividers in them. So if you want an open compartment or the dividers, they got you covered on both ends. With Lure Lock, they got their patented sticky bottom in them. Doesn't leave any resin on your bait or anything like that, and you don't even need the compartments in there because you can just stick everything in place and you don't even have to mess around with dividers. Holds everything perfectly in place. To go along with those, we got their new, I believe it's 3-in-1 and 4-in-1, their new deep box. This is a super cool box because of all the options they give you. So you open it up and you can run it, you can take everything out and you can run it just like a standard deep box. And it comes with dividing trays inside of it. So it comes with these trays that sit right inside, one with dividers, and then they have another one in here without dividers. So these just slide and stack right on top of each other. So you can organize it however you want. So you can run 3 levels of baits in one box, or included with this kit is actually a set of regular partitions and dividers. I didn't want to bust the packaging open and tear it all up to show you guys, but go on the website, we got pictures of all the configurations on there. So you can run it either with 2 partitions or 3 partitions to make it 3 or 4 rows. And they have all the dividers to put in there. It's super awesome. And the partitions are actually also notched on the top. So you can run it as an oversized spinnerbait box. You can hang spinnerbaits all in here, or you can hang crankbaits. Just an awesome box. There's a million different things you can do with it. You know, got the stickies and all the levels. So just something you can do just about everything with, especially if you want to store a lot of bulk items in one area. All right, that's all we got today. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New in Tackle Warehouse. For more information, purchase products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.